we check the input in this ceramic capacitors and the output in the big capacitors. 1.1 volt for the processor. For all motherboard circuits, always ceramic capacitors for input and the big capacitor for the output, 1.8 volt for the RAM. Or simply to avoid wasting time, you can just refer to the big capacitors in all motherboards and check the outputs. As you can see, the power rail for the RAM, the plus VCCP for the processor, the VCC core also for the processor. Here also we have 1.5 volt for the chipset. Here we have another channel for the processor, etc. So remember this part for all motherboard circuits, from ceramic capacitors passing through the high side MOSFET and the low side MOSFET, this side connected to the ground, then coil, and finally the big capacitor, 10 ohm capacitor, to smooth the voltage. And then we get the output. You can test it on the pad. Please attention, this is the most important part in this video. If you understand and you remember this key schematic, you can troubleshoot and fix any failed motherboard. All motherboard circuits are the same structure. Always we find the IC, we have the high side MOSFET, the low side MOSFET connected to the ground, and of course these two MOSFETs are controlled by this IC. After that we have the coil, then the polarized capacitors in the output. Then same times we can find at this point or the pad, and then we get the output. So I have a question, a very important question. When you get a failed circuit, where you have to check, always focus on component connected to the ground. Look, always focus on component connected to the ground. So for the IC also, it is also connected to the ground and connected to the other components like ceramic capacitors, resistors, etc. And of course it gets inputs and generate outputs. But the most important here is to locate the component connected to the ground. Of course here we have some components that are not connected to the ground, like the coil. As you can see, you will never find the coil connected to the ground. And the higher MOSFET, you see, the higher MOSFET is not connected to the ground, and it shouldn't, because it is connected to the power rail and connected to the IC in the other side. Of course the pad also is in the power rail. So when you have a failed circuit, as I told you, check first those components. The IC, okay, this MOSFET usually become shorted, this capacitors here, and also the input capacitors, especially when you get a shorted motherboard. And please remember, when you get, for example, when you have, for example, a shorted circuit, this circuit, for example, is shorted, the first step is to remove this coil. Remove this coil, and then you will get two parts. This part here where we have the output, and another part here where we have the IC. Another part in this side where we have the IC. So when you remove the coil, the short will remain even here or here. When you find the short in this side, means those components in this side are good. You have to focus on these capacitors and the component connected to the output. But if you find the short in this side, means those capacitors are good and also the output is good. So please stay tuned, because I'm going to teach you in depth all about the short circuit, how to analyze, troubleshoot motherboard circuits, motherboard failures, schematics, and much more. So thank you very much. I hope you understand. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell icon for upcoming videos. And for anyone who want to accelerate learning, you can join my Patreon page, the link in the description.